fragrance that put Nasomatto on the map. This thing right here, Black Afgano, was unique back in the day when it was first released. Now, often imitated. It's finally time to give my take on the Big Black Juice. 9 years after finally purchasing my bottle. I remember I was the first one on YouTube to talk about Black Afgano. Insert shitty recording right now.
I think I was looking at Kyoto and I saw this bottle called it's Nasomatto Black Afgano. So I was like, yes, awesome. And look at this juice, it's like totally black. Really, I don't usually show the sample, but yeah, total blackness. So awesomeness. These aren't cheap. You get like a little 30 milliliter bottle, and it's cool. It's got a big ass cap, but it's like $150 for 30 mils. So anyway, Black Afgano, I looked at it and I felt like, okay, this is going to be like herbal. So let's take a smell. Oh my God. No way. I really did not want to like this. I need to get this bottle now. Oh my God. Guys, if you can, get a sample of this stuff. It's dark, it's rich. Coffee. Some tobacco. Wow. Really nice. Almost smells like there's like a little bit of resin in there, like oud. But there's coffee and tobacco. Wow. This is eye catcher.
I was impressed back then. That was back in 2010. 10 years later, how do I feel about BA? Keep it tuned in. YouTube fragrance family, welcome to another Robes 08 fragrance review. Today I'm putting my nose on the House of Nasomatto and their legendary fragrance called Black Afgano. Now before I get into the meat and potatoes, please take the time to subscribe down below, hit that bell, love hearing that ding, so you can keep tabs on me and be one of the first to check out my new content. You don't want to be one of the last ones to see this fragrance review, even though I'm uber late. I'm also all over social media. You can follow me on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My handle is the same as my YouTube channel, Robes08. Talking about social media, I do have, of course, a Facebook page, but also have a separate Facebook group for a whole bunch of members, people that are subscribed to me. It's called Fragrance Guru Nation, where myself and 17,200 other members are waiting for you to join us. Let's talk about Black Afgano today on the group. If you have Facebook, what are you waiting for? Now let's go under the hood for some stats on this one. Release date was back in 2009. Concentration, this is an extrait de parfum. Nose behind this one is, of course, the founder and the nose, Alessandro Gualtieri. Also the nose behind another brand, Orto Parisi. If you haven't checked out, you like Nasomatto and you haven't heard of Orto Parisi, I am going to have a couple fragrance reviews coming up from the brand. So keep it tuned in. That's why you have to hit that damn bell. So let's take a look at the note breakdown on this one. Now, Nasomatto doesn't publish notes, so it's basically do your own thing. So I played around. The introduction will say there's a cannabis note, hemp, anything like that, or a green note, marijuana. In the mid, we have oud and incense, and in the base, we have tobacco. Now, the key notes to my nose were incense, a cannabis note, and also amber. So that might surprise some people on the major notes that I get on my nose. But definitely, I've had my years with Black Afgano. So let's remind me of the opening of this stuff. And I am wearing it today. I am living with it today. It is my set of the day. So I have the dry down on my arms, and I'm telling you right now, for longevity and projection, this thing is beast mode, so it's going to get a 10 on that. But let's remind me of this introduction. I'm going to spray the back of my hand, one for the fragrance community. because I love you guys. I wouldn't waste any BA on anybody. Now, this this opening is just love at first sniff. It always hits me. I'm so happy with it. It's polarizing. It's mysterious. That's the one thing that I absolutely love by Black Afgano is this mysterious air. It's very complex at the same time. It has some dark tones, so it's dark, it's mysterious, it's green, it's black, it's woody, it's herbal. There's so much things that I could say about the introduction of Black Afgano. What a beautiful introduction. So now it's meat and potato time. And this is where I'm just going to ramble on because this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. So Black Afgano, if I had to give it colors, I would have to say army green with some black nuances. It really gives me that green and black color theme. Even the juice itself looks black. You put it in the light, it almost looks like a camo green. Very much a dark, resinous look to the fragrance. And that's what kind of imagery I'm getting with, of course, the color combination. Now, the opening, always a point of discussion with Black Afgano. Does it smell like weed? Does it smell like cannabis? Yes, no, hashish? What is it, right? Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. That's what I love about our hobby is everybody can have their own imagery with something like this. They give us, they give us the name. People come out with their own conclusions with fragrances, and that's awesome. Now, for me, my thoughts, what is it? Well, I'm not a weed smoker. It has a hemp-like dryness to me. It has herbal green nuances mixed in with some earthy tones. There's a thin incense, smoky quality here that will just help you portray that imagery. I think the imagery of a cannabis note up top is simply well orchestrated here. Gotta give them credit. If you smell it or not, doesn't matter. It truly makes this fragrance rather unique at the time of launch. When I first smelt this, I felt like there was nothing else out there that smelled like this. It was absolutely beautiful, unique, interesting, and I kept wanting more. One thing I did notice that I've not mentioned in the past with Black Afgano, and I've mentioned this in numerous top 10, top 20s, this thing is always peppered in my top, especially for fall and winter, is almost like a synthetic cherry oud quality a la oud wood from Tom Ford, M7 from Yves Saint Laurent. It's another layer that I almost missed, and that's why I take my time with fragrance reviews, but it's there. The cherry tones are much, much less pronounced than M7 and oud wood, so keep that in mind. And of course, the oud quality, that synthetic oud quality, fairly minor here of course, in BA. So then the other two mentioned. So don't think it's a huge factor, but it is something that I miss and I love. That's why I take my time with fragrance reviews, because it's those little nuances that I miss sometimes. Now, it also has a woody quality. Oud, of course, plays a part in that. Sandalwood also plays a part in that, with an earthy, rooty vetiver backing it, which helps the overall theme here. Even though it has this reputation of the big, bold, dark juice that you can only dare to wear, I feel BA has a smoothness to it. It's not as scary as many people dub it. I'm one of those that do dub it, the big black juice. But at the same time, it's very much, it's a tame lion, I would have to say. At times, I felt there was a sweet tobacco appeal in Black Afgano with a slight ambery tone. Even at some point, I felt there was labdanum in here, showing me some leathery aspects, some musk, and a pinch of animalics. Some dry coffee grinds, a dry, smoky, almost ashy incense, which I feel is the understated star of the show here. Needs to be mentioned again because I felt it plays such an important role in Black Afgano. There is, I know there's an herbal dry, almost hemp-like feel to the fragrance, almost oregano-like. That's how I feel, like a very well done herbal dryness to the fragrance. As you can tell with all my testing, I'm truly getting many nuances from Black Afgano's opening. I'm just hitting up the opening right now. My nose never really nailed this opening, and that is part of the pleasure of owning a scent like this. I absolutely love, I would say less than halfway, almost there at the halfway mark now, of my bottle, and every wearing is a pleasure to wear this one. Now let's get into the heart and the base of this fragrance. Let's remind me of the dry down. It smooths out quite a bit in this dry down. The smoke shows itself more here on a bed of tobacco. You still receive the true backbone of an herbal, green, dry, almost hay-like quality with a tad of sweetness from the amber and perhaps that oudi cherry feel. Really interesting dry down. There's an added muskiness in the deep dry down of this fragrance that makes me think of a damp patchouli with, of course, musk. The spices fade here, the lack of them. Even the vetiver takes a back seat here. Sandalwood and oud play a good part of the ending of Black Afgano. Overall, a great mix of notes. And again, it's not huge notes that are outstanding or out there, that there's something that is simply out of this world. It is notes that we're very familiar with, but it's more the maestro that composed this, put it together and made a sort of an imagery of a Black Afgano. Very interesting. As far as an imagery goes, I'm going to give you one because this one kept coming back to me. And the imagery of bark. I know that even the cap itself kind of has like a wood type of feel, like almost a bark-like feel. It really reminds me of spring. Bark is wet, it's rough, it's dark, it's dirty, it's earthy even. Very strong imagery of that. So if you've ever sniffed like bark off a tree or gotten close to it, you can feel the earthiness, you can feel the woods. Of course you can smell that, but the dirtiness, it might be close to some moss, things like that. It's wet. Very strong imagery of that. Beautiful blend. Again, when I say wet, I definitely don't want to say that Black Afgano has a wet feel. It's very, very dry, almost bone dry. But it has, it has some sweetness to it that kind of gives it a little bit of a pop, but very interesting. Overall, Black Afgano has an overall theme and it sticks to it. However, it has multiple levels or phases of moving parts. I feel like it really does go like this. It doesn't really move as far as the imagery goes, but so many layers hit you and you're just like, you keep second guessing yourself when you're smelling this fragrance. You're like, oh, is that tobacco? Oh, is that the amber? Well, what's going on? Is that sandalwood? Very interesting. I felt the imagery of hash was interesting, well composed, and there's several moving parts that are all in this wheelhouse, including oud, tobacco, incense, amber, among others. Simply outstanding composition. Artistic, yes. Wearable in Canada, hell yeah. Keeps me interested in the scent. Yes, it does. A remarkable piece of artistic fragrance. It's one of those that is a huge part of my journey. I think it's probably one of the first ones that I would have to say that it was deep, dark, and mysterious that really just threw me off the deep end, and I wanted smoky, dark fragrances, and I kept looking for them. And this is probably one of those that's the big culprit of that. So let's get into the ratings. Uniqueness, a Black Afgano. I don't care how many imitators it has. I'm going to give it the full 10, baby. It's a must for 10. Black Afgano is unique, especially on release date. Scent, overall, Black Afgano, never, like it's 2020 now. I've had my bottle, for a very long time, and every single wearing's like, I'm wearing it. I've been wearing it recently for this review, and I'm finally shooting the review. And, the tingles, they're still there with Black Afgano. 10 bottles out of 10 for the scent itself. A work of art. It truly is. Now let's get into performance and feedback sprays. Now some people will say, oh, you should spray 1, maybe 2 at most of Black Afgano. I do 3, and some of you may feel like I'm going crazy, but I do 3. I do my 1 on the chest, my usual, then I put a shirt on, and then I do 2 on the neck here and here. Actually, you know what? Let's refresh, baby. Black Afgano is going to be my scent of the day, scent of the night too, because I'm wearing this at 4 p.m. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, beautiful scent. So let's get into longevity, and that's one of the main things with Black Afgano that I absolutely love. A big, daring scent that lasts 10 bottles out of 10. 8 to 12 plus hours every given wearing. Projection, 10 bottles out of 10. Beast mode. There's so many times that I wore this going out at night, woke up in the morning, and in the morning people could still smell me. I could still smell me. I was like, oh, Black Afgano, you're still lingering, buddy. Good job. 10 bottles out of 10 on both as far as performance. Compliment factor, I'm going to give it 5 bottles out of 10. Again, middle of the road. It's a give and take with this one. It has an air of mysterious to it that I absolutely love. I would be one to dare to wear this on a date or something like that, just because of the mysterious. I'm a fragrance guy, so I might repel you with my fragrance, and I don't care. If you like it, you're getting points with me if you're on a date. Especially something like this, Black Afgano, beautiful, mwah, je t'aime. Versatility, let's hit that up. Age range, I'd have to say because of price range and what you're getting in this bottle, and the scent itself, the way it's composed, I think the teens can move away from Black Afgano unless you're deep into this fragrance thing. Definitely check one of the stars in the niche realm, Black Afgano, you have to, but I would have to say 20 plus for the age range. Now let's take a look at seasons. Black Afgano is made for the cool weather out there. In Canada, this is the best country, one of the best countries to own this fragrance right here, because fall and winter beast, cool spring nights, I can still wear this. I actually feel like, just because of my imagery of the bark, dry bark or wet bark, it really goes well with a dark spring night, overcast night. Beautiful. And that goes to night or day. I wear this, of course, casually during the day or night. I don't really care. But I usually am going to be wearing this at a nighttime scent. I feel like it's perfect for nighttime scent. So occasions, again, night out. Is it a signature scent? No. It can be, but again, the amount of juice you're getting here for the price tag, I feel like this is one of those that you wear once in a while and appreciate its artistic feel to the fragrance. I feel like it's one of those. I wear it more casually than formal, of course. Work appropriate? No. It just throws too much. So versatility, it's not one of its strong points. I'm going to give it 4 bottles out of 10. When worn right, in the right setting, this fragrance is magic. Fragrance reviewer Maximilian Husler compared this to a Lamborghini, because it's not the best vehicle, the Lamborghini, to go get groceries and stuff like that, but sometimes you gotta drive the Lambo once in a while. As for value, let's take a look at value. Bottle size is available. You see it here. They do have, of course, a smaller, I think a stronger concentration of this stuff. But yeah, this one right here, the 1 ounce bottle, pricing USD 185. So it's a pricey little devil for, of course, the amount of juice you get, the 1 ounce. So availability, it is available, not discontinued. I know that we had a few scares back in the hype days in 2010 or 11. I'm so proud of that. And BA was getting like sold out like crazy, and people were saying, "Oh, it's discontinued," and the hype kept going. Good old BA. But yeah, readily available now. Pricing versus quality. It's worth the price. There wouldn't be too many of these, 1 ounce to almost $200 USD, that I would say it's worth it. I'm giving 9 bottles out of 10. From the Nasomatto brand, it's still one of my favorites in all these years, and that's got to count for something. So at the end of the day, positives and negatives to take from Black Afgano. Some positives. Let's start with the positives. Great thing about this fragrance is the performance. For this type of scent, you want some performance, and it gives it to you. The artistic touches is just outstanding. It's out there. It's absolutely beautiful. Some negatives during my journey with Black Afgano. It's easy to overspray, first of all. It's easy to overspray. It does stain clothes too. The big black juice, you gotta be careful. You don't want to wear like a white dress shirt and start spraying the white dress shirt. You're gonna go change. People that may be expecting weed may get disappointed. It's all about what's in here, what you think of what hashish or what that fragrant is. It may not be in this little bottle. You might get disappointed. Of course, the pricing for the amount of fragrance that you're getting also is a drawback. So those are negatives. My final thoughts on Black Afgano. I could do like a 45-minute video like I did with Jubilation 25, but I'm going to try to stop myself from blabbing on a fragrance like this. I do want more people to watch this video because I feel like this is a special release. My overall thoughts is Black Afgano is a classic in our community, actually an icon in our fragrance game, bar none. It put the brand on the map. It does. And it put this type of scent profile on the map at the same time. You got to give credit where credit is due. There's a lot of imitators of this fragrance. I've already said it. You're going to see a whole bunch of people in the comments saying, don't get this, get blah, blah, blah. Honestly, if I could give you guys a word of warning, definitely at least get a sample of this and a sample of what other people are suggesting, because you need to smell BA first. You have to smell the originator and see if you want to go somewhere else with your fix. So my overall score on Black Afgano, there could only be one score for this, and this is the type of fragrance review, I'll be honest, some fragrance reviews take longer for me than others, and there's a little part of me that says I don't want to review some of my favorites. And you know, there's a lot of my favorites that haven't been reviewed yet on my channel. I've had the bottles for 10 plus years. This is one of them. But I obviously, before I leave YouTube, I should probably review some of my favorites. So BA is one of those, and it is going to get the score that it deserves. 10 bottles out of 10. Welcome to the Perfect 10 Club, Black Afgano. You very much deserve it. I should have reviewed you back in 2010. But welcome to the Perfect 10 Club, one of the best from the brand, if not the best from Nasomatto. Now, what I would recommend, buy, try, or pass. Yeah, I'm bringing back buy, try, or pass, by the way. Simply a buy. If you got the same taste as me, this sounds interesting to you, definite buy. If you're on the fence, you don't own too many niche fragrances, you don't own too many dark fragrances, you better try this. You better get a sample of this. Spend the $5 to $10 to get the sample just to see if you think that you're going to like this. But there's going to be quite a bit of people that are going to pass on this. They found alternatives. To me, you got to go straight to the originator. You just can't go with differences. BA is the originator. Beautiful, beautiful scent. Now that you know what I think about Black Afgano, Perfect 10 Club, I want to hear your take. I want to see your takes in the comments below. Do you share the same thoughts as I do? I'd love to hear your take. Good, bad, and the ugly. You guys know what to do down there in the comments below. I am also going to leave you with a few takes from my social media. I asked everybody on social media what they thought of Black Afgano, good, bad, and the ugly. I'm going to just take a bunch and put them in the back end of this video. So stay tuned. There's going to be a whole bunch of thoughts from different people. And I certainly appreciate every single one of you that took the time to write to me when I ask about certain fragrances that I review. You give more ideas to people that may be purchasing a fragrance. So to you, merci beaucoup. And as always, I don't want to sign off, but I have to. A great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your weed-based fragrance wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good